the AI concept, I think, could be huge for inbound, and not just because you could generate tons of content, because if you use AI as a hammer and you're just like, oh, I'll just put whatever and generate an article, and I'll put whatever and generate a landing page and put whatever and generate an email, it feels generic. There's nothing to it. There's no stylization. So I'm coming up with a concept called generative brand stylization, where it's basically, how do you establish your brand voice and apply it to all content? Because what I started to realize was, we always used to hear these stories 10, 15 years ago about the guy in his basement, and he was unemployed and he lived with his parents and he was a total loser. And then he made this company and it just blew up and everybody loved it and he was so successful. And I thought about that process of what that guy went through. And I came to the conclusion that the reason why he was successful was because he did everything himself. And what that did was generate a very consistent brand. Now, it's because everything that was done was him. And so what I realized was that that's what all brands are trying to achieve, is this cohesive, appearance and all the visuals and all the writing and everything has the same voice. Is that voice good? It doesn't have to be. A lot of the brands you see are crap. And it doesn't matter because it's consistent and it speaks to a specific person. And when that specific person finds the content and realizes there's a whole world of content, it's all very similar to the first thing they ever saw, that's branding. And that's how you get somebody to really invest in your brand, to become part of your community and really love everything you create. And you still have these. I mean, really, if you look at, ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is kind of an example of that, of a guy that, the products, I'm not dogging anything that ClickFunnels does, but, it's, some of them aren't attractive, and some of them are kind of all over the place. And you're kind of like, man, why is it huge? Why does everybody use it? And I think it's because of this brand consistency. Now, it's really hard to achieve because, number one, not everybody's a content creator, especially not every founder is a content creator. Not investors aren't content creators. And so there's this kind of disconnection between the people making the content and the people that actually have to run the companies that are responsible for the content. But now we have AI. And so what we are starting to practice is generating prompts using a specific brand voice that can be consistent and applied to processes that can then make the entire company's approach consistent in regards to their brand voice, their visualizations, their, basically any writing you can create. And it could all be very cohesive. And frankly, it could be done by one person. And so now you're getting back to garage guy, working his butt off, creating everything himself. But now you could do it very professionally and you could do it very quickly. And if you do it right, you could do it extremely consistently and successfully.
Yeah, this is intriguing because it's like hyper delegation, right? So we've got a team of creatives and you go through that process. You hire on a new copywriter. They got to learn the brand voice. They got to go through some exercises of literally trying to write, different sales letters or emails or landing pages and learning the nuance of that brand voice. And prompt engineer, just the process of creating prompts to get a predictable output is a forced exercise where with the technology, the feedback loop is a little bit faster. When it's human delegation, it's like that trend of, the instructions to make the peanut butter jelly sandwich where you have to send out the instructions and then find out how horribly or how wildly different the end product was than what you imagine it would be. With technology, with AI now, you can see it pretty quickly. You take the prompt, put it out there, and see what the result is and the return is.